Welcome to MIS's Coffee on Us webinar series. So we're Evron Computer Systems. This is an intro. We'll get into it a little bit more, but welcome to our webinar, 7 Ways to Empower Epicor ERP for Field Service Organizations. I'm Tanya Sani, by the way. I'm the marketing manager here at Evron. We'll be going through how you can optimize Epicor for your field service vertical with a field service management solution, and the different challenges and some of the solutions that can offer. So the agenda we have is we'll go through some introductions, go through who is Evron so you know a little bit about us, go through some statistics about field service in 2020, and then we'll give you some of the solutions and tips for success. And we'll go through a bit of a demo on how you can use Epicor to achieve some of those points. And we'll have a Q&A period as well, so if you have any questions, please leave them in the chat here and go to webinar. You'll also see our Twitter handle at the top of the slides, and you can tweet us as well even after the webinar and continue sending your questions in. So our first speaker, you'll be hearing from today is Joey Ohayon. He is a VP of Applications here at Evron. We also have Jeff Sewer in here, who is a senior sales consultant here at Evron. And I'm going to leave it to them now.
Good morning, everyone. This is Joey speaking. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Evron. Thanks for attending, by the way, and welcome to this presentation. We've been in business since 1983 out of Markham, just outside of Toronto, and our focus is on field service. We do implementations, but we know field service very well because it's what we do. It's in our DNA. We actually have technicians installing and repairing IT infrastructure, and we, of course, run our own software. Our core values are how we got here and what we intend to rely on to move us forward to achieve our goals. So we'll talk a little bit about the future of field service and how we can help get you there if you're in the field service business. In the future, more and more companies will rely on artificial intelligence to help plan and execute field service work. It's a small number now, but it will get bigger. Some other stats around customer satisfaction. I won't read the exact all the text in here, but you can see for yourself that customer satisfaction, an important factor, mobility, and then in particular for this business, the much loved FTFR, or first time fix rate. It's not where it should be. In order to compete, your business process has to have minimal friction and be straightforward for your customers. First-time fixes, easy bookings, electronic billing, even predicting a break before it happens. These are all part of your customers' expectations. For many field service organizations, improving customer service is a primary goal, of course. And in a changing and complex world, how do you meet the high customer expectations that have been set by the likes of Amazon, Starbucks, and Uber? Today, I'm going to give you a few examples of how Evron can help minimize every stage of the customer journey and improve the satisfaction and customer engagement. So, what are the challenges? Keeping your customers satisfied is a complex business. Customer sat has become a driving force in field service organizations. It's actually the second most tracked metric after total cost of service. It's a major change compared to previous years, and customers are more selective and insist on better service options. Field service organizations look for ways to provide advanced capabilities, and they're doing it by leveraging mobile apps, sensors, and the Internet of Things, or IoT, as I'll talk about a little bit more soon. IoT enables businesses to shift from reactive break-fix services to proactive monitoring of devices and predictive maintenance. Advanced technology fuels evolution in field service. Today, things like augmented reality machine learning, artificial intelligence. These are examples of ways that can drive automation to improve service. And you'll have a chance to talk to us about these technologies and how they can apply to your service business. I'm hearing a little bit of background noise. I'm concerned that everyone can hear me. So if you can mute your line at the end that's creating a feedback noise, I'd appreciate it. The second challenge is scheduling. For companies with mobile workforces, maintaining a complete view of scheduling can be a challenge, especially using a manual process. With scheduling tools and mobile technology, dispatchers can save time and make better informed decisions by having information about the customer, equipment, service history, technician availability, skill sets all at your fingertips. If you offer a range of services to customers with varying requirements, using a diverse workforce with multiple and varied skill sets, automation is the only way to go. Your scheduling system should be smart enough to take into account customer preferences, lock down appointments, technician skill sets, geography, travel times, gaps between visits, all kinds of things. And a flexible, powerful scheduling tool can enable or allow a dispatcher to put the right technician in the right place at the right time. The third challenge that we've identified is inventory management. And this one often gets a lot of groans when we mention it. And the reason is inventory management in field service is really hard to get right. But industry averages suggest that a 20% in inventory is achievable with a computerized inventory control system tied to their field service operations. There's pressure for service to produce the right part in the right place at the right time and to do so at the lowest possible cost. Every business owner knows the most important challenge in managing inventory is how to have enough inventory and yet not have too much. The traditional tools and skills are often struggling to meet the service level demands of customers with the constant pressure and to do more with less. So reducing stock is important because it reduces cost, but also because it reduces the risk of damage, obsolescence, and theft. Because the less items you have, obviously, the less you're exposed to risk. So how to solve this problem? Technology, of course. Effective technology solutions allow service organizations to deliver cost efficiently while improving margins, increasing the ability to moderate difficult times. Your service business should be able to live up to its promises while delivering customer satisfaction at the same time and maintaining margins. Using a fully integrated service management solution, which includes inventory management, allows you to track inventory levels and manage them by exception or in whole using advanced alerting and reporting functions. The next challenge is about service levels and maintaining them. Many service organizations are driven by SLAs, or service level agreements. Service contracts are becoming less about the frequency of maintenance and more about equipment uptime. Basically, the industry is moving to a system where businesses are fixing problems, possibly even before the customer notices something might be wrong. And I mentioned IoT before, the Internet of Things. These data can be applied to business rules to prompt predictive maintenance, driving value for both you and your customer. With IoT and intelligent systems like Evron Field Service, using data in this way, it will change the way field service is dispatched and even the way customers think about service. Machines that are able to learn and predict equipment failures with very high level of accuracy. This kind of learning means that maximum equipment uptime and far fewer maintenance visits, reducing costs and improving customer satisfaction at the same time. Cost savings are achieved because replacing parts before a major outage happens is actually often cheaper than the cost of repairs that would be necessary if the equipment had actually been allowed to fail. The next challenge is about service time and response time. All service organizations offer attempt to offer differentiation by offering better service at a lower cost. And I talked about improved service, but how can you reduce cost? Well, the easiest way to reduce cost is to reduce the service time. And by now, you may have detected a theme here. How to solve this? Technology. Of course, hiring highly skilled technicians help ensure efficient first-time fixes, but have you thought about whether your techs have all the right tools to do the job? Of course, they'll have their screwdrivers, hammers, lift trucks, measuring wheels, but do they have the technology to allow them to efficiently record the work they do? If they're filling out paper forms, they're at a disadvantage already. Today's technician needs to be efficiently focused on the work at hand, not filling out forms or navigating through software. They need to be able to use handheld device with a few taps to record the equipment that was repaired, the materials used, the labor used, and then move on to the next job. That's the way to laser focus your techs so they're spending time fixing, not keeping paperwork. And speed matters in customer service. Your customers demand it. A faster response time makes your customers feel important. The most important attribute for good customer service, according to the customers as surveyed by the CMO Council, is fast response time. So responding quickly means you're meeting customer expectations. And what happens if you take too long to respond? At best, they may contact you again, probably through a different channel. This actually increases your load without increasing value. At worst, they stop doing business with you. A recent study found that only 12% of customer service managers are focused on responding quickly to their customers. So, how to reduce customer service response time? Implement customer service software. If your company still uses email to manage customer service, you may as well be inviting your customers to go elsewhere. There's no easier way to improve customer service process than to invest in customer service software. If your system automatically responds to every service request, either by replying to emails or by using automated software, you're sending a message to your customers. We've got you. We care. We're on it. You can respond to every customer service request, or you can aim to do that, but sometimes emails just get left behind. You can be waiting for information, or perhaps there's someone unavailable who needs to intervene. Whatever the reason, your customers deserve your attention within a reasonable time. You should set up time-based alerts to tag new emails with a timer, and just figure out how quickly you would like to respond to your customer and then set up an alert. This way you'll ensure that you have ample time to read and respond to your customers within your expected response time. Again, automation here is the key. The next challenge is is getting paid faster, because you may have delivered your services on time and your client was, of course, thrilled with your work. You sent the invoice and now it's several weeks past due. Maybe this sounds familiar. A survey released by Pay Simple found that 80% of small businesses receive payments past their due date. But 64% reported having clients who paid invoices after 60 days. Obviously, this can hurt your cash flow. And the following tactics can help motivate your clients to pay on time. The first and most effective method to help get invoices paid sooner is to send them sooner. Don't pile up your billing information for several weeks or until the end of the month. Use automation to send invoices reliably as soon as the information is collected in the field. Other methods like choosing payment terms correctly and offering discounts are standard, but surprisingly few companies use these tactics. Giving the customers the option to pay electronically also speeds up payment by eliminating the time to process and mail checks. And the number 7 challenge, the final one on this list, is staff compliance and utilization. I mentioned before that it's important to have technicians with the right tools to do the job. At Evron, we believe in the 5 T's. It means providing staff with the right technologies, techniques, tools, training, and the right amount of time. to do the job correctly the first time. Ensuring staff compliance requires respecting and allowing for their needs, put them in a position to be successful, and remove obstacles as much as possible. A $200 tablet can pay for itself in the very first call if it's used to streamline the text process. Imagine that a tech can do even one additional call per week as a result of technology. As each call becomes more efficient, the investment pays off again and again. Evron Field Service is built to be used in the field on mobile devices. It is designed to allow quick and easy updates in real time. In a moment, I'll show you how easy it is to use. So I've mentioned the 7 challenges and their solutions in a field service organization. Here's a bonus solution, business intelligence. Business intelligence is a common term in today's jargon, and some have misconceptions about what it means. Thinking it's a sales analytics tool that spits out sales reports with a press of a button. But the concept of BI has always been prevalent, especially with regard to analytics. A Gartner analyst defines BI as concepts and methods to improve decision-making by using fact-based systems. Forrester captures business intelligence in its entirety by saying, business intelligence is a set of methodologies, processes, architectures, technologies that transform raw data into meaningful and useful information to enable tactical and operational insight and decision-making. That's a bit of a mouthful, but every business has its own set of goals and objectives. You may like to see 20% growth in a year, and you may be putting all your resources to achieve that, but how will you know the exact elements to improve on in order to achieve these goals? And how will you know if you actually achieve them? Business intelligence allows you to analyze past performance and review inputs and outputs to help you determine the changes you need to make in order to determine the change you need to make to your inputs to achieve the desired output. These will become the actionable items that will directly contribute to achieving the previously set objectives. BI is now considered an essential business management tool for any business. For your service business, everyone has a strong and flexible set of BI tools. At Evron, our goal is to allow businesses to manage or focus growing their service business instead of always having to chase elusive information. Automated field service management is our specialty. As I mentioned, it's in our DNA. So here's a slide that will help prove this point or make this point. If you're in the service business, what are you actually offering your customers? For about $6, you can sell a pound of coffee beans. Your customers are satisfied because they can make lots of coffee, but are they thinking about you? Maybe, but for that price, you can apply some service effort and brew up multiple full pots of coffee and sell it to multiple customers. Now, if you are an elite provider of customer service, you will offer the experience at maybe $6 a cup, the acceptability of which is evidenced by perpetual lines of customers tapping their phones at the Starbucks cashier.
So Joey's just going to set up for a demo now of Evron Field Service for Epicor. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, please feel free to send them over, again in the chat or to our Twitter at Evron Computers. We'd be happy to take your questions at the end of the webinar. But if you want to get more information, feel free to contact MIS. The email address is up on the screen. It was great talking to you guys. So we'll get into that demo in a minute.
Hi, so it's Joey again, and I'll just give you a quick peek at our software, Evron Field Service, and some of the top features that I referred to a little earlier. So I'm going to look at scheduling first, or scheduling. At the heart of our system is our flexible dispatch calendar. If you schedule a handful of calls or dozens of calls per day, you can have significant time savings and reduce errors by using the intuitive drag and drop interface. Appointments can be made several different ways, including from within Epicor. And there are multiple views of the appointments. This view here, the timeline, displays appointments in a grid a week at a time for all resources, or for a subset, which can easily be filtered by choosing from this list. I'll choose a resource group, and the calendar shifts to reflect my selection. Selecting the day view allows the dispatcher or field coordinator to view the appointments just for the day. We also have a powerful auto schedule function that creates appointments for all or selected locations using parameters such as service type, equipment while considering defaults and configured values like customer preferences, estimated duration, skills, locations, and much more. Our software runs in the cloud, and it is completely mobile enabled. All users can access the same data in the central database, so everyone sees updates in real time. Mobile technicians can operate the easy-to-use system on any mobile device like a tablet or laptop. Logging in as a field service resource opens the default portal for that resource. So I'll just log in as a resource, and mobile users, usually technicians or other specialists in the field, have access to just the features assigned by the administrator, according to their needs and company policy. This allows management to configure the tool to balance maximal efficiency and with usability, allowing the field service user to focus on the work at hand instead of struggling to navigate the software. The effect being to promote compliance and boost productivity. The system can be configured to allow or even require the field agent to enter information about equipment on site, as well as parts used, labor expended, and any field notes as needed. The Overview tab is used to convey information to the field agent, such as the date and time of the appointment. Another panel shows the customer location, which can be verified by tapping on the map button. It provides driving instructions from the text location or from the dispatch office or other configurable starting points. The Symptoms panel tells the technician what work needs to be performed. Typically, this notes area is used to describe the condition raised by the customer, or in the case of predictive calls, it will describe the potential fault as recorded by the equipment if outfitted with an IoT sensor. In the Service Details tab, the equipment on the customer side is shown. If not already done by the dispatcher, the field technician can select the line designating the equipment being serviced, but if the equipment is not shown, it can easily be added on the fly. The Parts tab is used to show what parts are used in the service call. Again, these can be preset or based on the dispatcher's knowledge, or even better, recommended parts can be populated here based on known factors, which are predicted based on the error code provided. Similarly, the Labor tab, hours spent can be entered reactively or predicted proactively. Either way, this information is tracked on the order and can be reported on based on text, project, resource group, location, skill set, or any combination of these. This summary screen provides a recap of the service for review by the field agent or for the customer. The mobile order panel encapsulates the details of the equipment, parts, labor, and amounts that will be charged if applicable. Finally, the review screen provides the agent with a list, summarizing the activities completed and indicating whether any tasks remain incomplete or undocumented. In this case, a resolution is required, as indicated by the red X. The agent simply taps on the indicator, is redirected to the precise spot that needs attention. After filling in the resolution, a quick review shows that the tasks are complete. At this point, the customer's signature can be captured right on the touch screen, and that can be made optional. And by filling in an email address, the person signing indicates whether an email showing the details of the work should be sent, and which can happen immediately. This information is then sent back to head office. And that's a very quick summary of the flexible and highly efficient and functional Evron field service system. At your request, we can show you more in-depth individual demo if you like. Okay, so thank you all very much for attending, and thank you for your time.